Was there a Nintendo game that you picked up every single time you went to the rental store with your parents? Well, in this special 500 subscriber episode, we're going to take a look at some games that I used to rent every single time I went. So I just hit 500 subscribers and my mind blown. I can't even imagine. To think of 500 people standing in a room, that's crazy to me. That 500 of you subscribe to my channel and enjoy the content I'm putting out. I started this as a creative outlet for myself. I needed something fun to do. Again, I collected toys. I decided I was going to move into Nintendo games and figured, yeah, you know what? This could be a fun little adventure to share. So I'm really enjoying doing this. It's a fair bit of work, but it's a lot of fun to do. So this is a lot of fun. And thank you so much. I'm so glad I hit 500. Whoa. Congratulations, you've leveled up. That must be because I hit 500 subscribers. Ooh. New side quest available. View side quest? Oh. Side quest 1 unlocked. Handheld hoarder. Well, I guess we better look at that. Open handheld hoarder side quest 1. Whoa. Collect 25 Game Boy or Game Boy Color games. I guess I guess I'm collecting Game Boy and Game Boy Color games now. That's cool, which is cool because I picked up like 30 Nintendo games, which pushes me over that 250 NES game mark. Whoa, again. New side quest available. Well, this can't. There's no way this is good. I don't know what these menus are doing, but I don't enjoy them. View side quest. Side quest 2. 64 score. I don't think I want to open that one. Open side quest 2 64 score. Collect 25 N64 games. Well, I guess we're collecting basically all of the Nintendo cartridge games now. Well, I guess thanks for 500 subscribers in side quest 1 and yay on 250 Nintendo games in side quest 2. I wonder what else these menus can do. View existing side quests. Okay. Well, there's my Super Nintendo one. Okay. SNES Novice. Open side quest SNES Novice. Okay, so yeah. I got 25, and now I'm at 50. So I guess 75 Super Nintendo games is the next benchmark for that. Well, I mean, honestly, I didn't even know I had these menus, so this is cool. I'll have to look at some of these a little more. I might want to turn the volume down a little bit. Almost jumped out of my chair. Okay, back to the original video. The original purpose of this is I'm going to look at some Nintendo games that I rented all the time. And I got to talk about my nostalgia for those. If you have nostalgia for games, let me know in the comments. I want to hear games that you used to rent all the time and used to love. So the first one I'm going to look at is Mega Man 2. I've said it before, Mega Man 2 is my jam. I love this one. I can literally close my eyes and imagine sitting on the floor in the living room of my house and playing Mega Man 2 and not being good at it at all, dying a lot. But the sprites, that you could pick the different guys you were gonna go after at the start. This was really, really fun. A little bit easier than the first one. I can literally remember sitting there in my Calgary Flames pajamas. I had the ones where it was just the Calgary Flames C from the hockey team, and it was like the button-up shirt and the pants with the tie waist on it. I can remember sitting there. I can literally see myself sitting there, and I can be there. I love that nostalgia can do that for us. That's so cool to me. And this game was one of those ones that every time I went to the rental store and it was there, I grabbed it until the next wave came in, right? I love this game. This is such a fun game. So second one on this little list we're doing, I've talked about it before, Legacy of the Wizard. This one, I said in another video, which if you haven't seen it, look back, find some of those other videos. This one, we used to rent all the time. My dad would play it with me. My mom would play it with me. My sister would play it with me. We never knew what we were doing. It was such an interesting game. That start, coming out of that little house and that tree, adventuring down into those dungeons, trying to figure out those dungeons. It was so much fun, and I rented this so much that my mom went out and bought it for us and gave it to us for Christmas from my grandma. So I got a present under the tree, opened it up, and it was in the rental box, like the indestructible rental box, and it said from grandma. And for life of me, at that age, I couldn't figure out how grandma knew we rented this all the time. Mom had picked it up, and I beat this one. I finally finished it a few years ago. And the sense of accomplishment, finishing a game that you struggled with, that I had that much nostalgia for, and enjoyed as a kid, and then really enjoyed it as an adult. Finishing this game, getting to that last guy, beating that dragon at the very end of this game. I set the controller down, and I was just in that state of nostalgic happiness. It's like a special zone I end up in, and I just sit there, and I'm just love every second of that. I just take that. I can feel it on the back of my neck right now. The thought of that, it gives me a little bit of the chills, right? Legacy of Wizard, I love it. It's so much fun. I highly suggest doing it with a walkthrough because it's pretty difficult. Super, super fun game. The nostalgia for this one, super high for me. All right, this one is a game that doesn't count on my 258 list for Nintendo collecting, just because it's a third party. It was unofficial, and we did get it in the Super Nintendo later. Micro Machines. I loved it's upside. It's so knocked off that the label is upside down. I guess when you pulled it out of the system, you would have looked at it that way, but none of the other ones are like that. So this game is so much fun. This is one of those unofficial releases, unofficial card. It's got that funky thing in the back. This is super cool, super fun. I love the Micro Machine games. They're so much fun. I love the thought. I don't know why, as a kid, I always wanted to be shrunk down. You'd have those little cars and you'd be driving around. Micro Machines were huge for such a long time. The games were huge to me. I rented them all the time, the Super Nintendo version and the Nintendo version. If I could get a hold of one of these for a weekend, I was in my glory as a kid. I loved these games. I only had a couple Micro Machine toys, and the point that the ones that I had this like little yellow like muscle car looking one, and I had this box. Something for Christmas came, and there was this big box. It was about the size of a Foot Locker, I would say, like something that you would see in like the army or something like that, one of their Foot Lockers. So what I did was I'd cut that box, and then using masking tape, a Sharpie, and extra cardboard from the Christmas presents, I made this whole little city inside of this box. Little tiny boxes I'd put inside, tape them down. I had a little river running through it and this little bridge, and I would play in that little box, cardboard box that I built on my own with this little tiny Micro Machine car, driving it around, racing it around. I had a couple other ones that I'd have in there. Just such a fun time with those toys. I have such nostalgia for that toy, that single little yellow Micro Machine car, and that cardboard box that I wish I could have that back. I don't know what happened to that cardboard box. It just got thrown in the garbage, I'm sure. I wish I could have that cardboard box back just so I could have that feeling again. Part of me wants to rebuild that cardboard box, but I know that my hands are twice the size they were, and I don't have those nimble little fingers anymore to make all those little tiny cardboard boxes. Anyways, Micro Machine is such a cool game. If you haven't played Micro Machines, I would suggest trying either of them, Super Nintendo or Nintendo. Basically the same game, a little different graphics, a little bit better graphics over here. Great, great, great game. Super, super fun. I'm so nostalgic for these. All right, these ones we're kind of going to throw in here together, I think. DuckTales. This one is amazing. And Rescue Rangers. Both of these games, I love these to death. I rented these every single time I could. I didn't own Rescue Rangers until I was an adult. I did own DuckTales a little later on in my childhood life, but DuckTales, anything Disney Afternoon, I was in. I love the Disney Afternoon. I've talked about that before. I love DuckTales. I love Rescue Rangers. I remember playing Rescue Rangers with my sister, sitting there in the living room, up on the couch. The controllers are stretched out as far as they can go. The great big, like, armoire-sized TV sitting there and playing Rescue Rangers. Picking up those apples and throwing them, hiding in the boxes. Just such a good game. And I love the fact that some of the bosses and some of that stuff are like right out of the cartoon. So we'd sit there and watch a cartoon and we want to play this. And I rented it so many times. I love this one. And DuckTales, same thing. I remember sitting there. I remember trying to get through like the space levels, sitting with my sister trying to figure it out. Sitting there with like breakfast, having like Cheerios and having some chocolate milk and playing DuckTales and loving bouncing around. I love the nostalgia behind these games. That's why I do a lot of this stuff, is the nostalgia, those moments where I can literally close my eyes. I can close my eyes on these ones and see myself there. I was, like I said, I was one of those creative kids. I was out playing with stuff. I'm doing this for that creative outlet. I remember when Rescue Rangers came out, the cartoon show, and then Rescue Rangers, the video game came out. I remember they had that, they had like their little airship. I remember trying to build that out of scraps. I remember like, oh, this shampoo is done, I'm going to use that. I used to do weird things like that, build these crazy little things to play with pretend. I just loved every moment of playing games like this. I would rent them every single time I saw them. I couldn't not. And the cover art on these, like that made you want to rent it. You just felt like you were going to play the cartoon, right? And you basically were. That's the other thing about the Nintendo games that I love, is the artwork in some of these basically look like you were playing the cartoon. To me, that is what was awesome as a kid. That really hooked that nostalgia for me, playing and thinking, oh, this is like the cartoon. It looks like a cartoon. It feels like a cartoon. Great games. Totally amazing games. The last one, I rented like crazy. Ended up getting it as a kid, had it as a kid, still never beat it, still haven't beat it to this day. Me and Ron Boy were trying to beat it. We haven't got back to it, have some passwords, got way further than either one of us had ever got. Had so much fun playing it. I can't wait to get back into this one and actually finally finish it. It's going to be Who Framed Roger Rabbit. I don't know why. Because I never beat it. I never understood it. There's areas in this game that I didn't make it to as an adult. Me and Ron Boy were playing it. We were like, I didn't even know I could be here. I've never been here before. But I rented it all the time. I have such nostalgia for this game. I have more nostalgia for this game than the movie, which the movie I think is a great movie. I love it too. We watched the movie, and then there's clues in it that you have to basically remember what happened in the movie. It's in the book, it says that. And I tried everything. I tried everything because I never made it far enough in the game. You could basically go and deal with Judge Doom at the start. Couldn't do anything to him. Just got your butt kicked. But you could go there, and I didn't know what to do. But I never played it all the way through. I didn't get all the stuff I needed. No idea what I was doing as a kid. Such a fun game as an adult. The nostalgia factor on this one for me is absolutely massive. I remember renting this all the time. Like literally another one that I rented so much that my parents were like, you know what? It's cheaper if we just buy that for you. And these games were like $60 back then. Like game prices have not gone down. This game, so much fun. Love this. Oh, and it's not even a good game. Oh my goodness. So those are going to be some games that I have huge nostalgia for. I guess tells you a little bit about me and the games I was interested in. Again, you didn't see Contra in there. You didn't see Ninja Gaiden. Didn't see the Gradius or something like that. That's never what I played as a kid. I just didn't. I wasn't excited for that. I played those games. I enjoyed those games. I have nostalgia for like Super C, but they were hard for me. I liked games that I could just mess around in, just goof around in, have fun playing, not worrying about beating, not worry about finishing that game, which I still have now. I'll play these games, and if I never finish them, it doesn't matter to me because I'm just enjoying those moments of playing them. Some of them I want to beat, like Legacy of Wizard. I needed to beat that for my soul. Roger Rabbit, we need to beat that so that me and Romboy can both close that chapter in our lives of never beating that game. I talked to him about it. We rented that all. I'm guessing that the rental store, if it wasn't at my house, it was at his house. The rental store we used to have, it started out, it was this little tiny building, which I'm sure a lot of them were. It's like a pizza joint now. It was a Subway for a while, but I remember going in there and renting games. Now, there was also another rental place in town here, and Romboy actually worked there. We spent a lot of time there as like young adults because the owner was super cool. Would be like, yeah, you know what, once you're done your day, you're working the closing shift or on, you can close it and you guys can watch movies, play games, anything you want. So we had that. That's a really cool thing. We didn't go out. We were 18, 19 years old, and we weren't going out partying. We were going there and hanging out as a group of friends, watching these movies, playing these games, that because we could pick the whole rental store was ours to deal with. We could play anything. We could watch any movie we wanted. So we had so much fun doing that. And then it moved to there was a video update came in. I think it was a video view to start, and then it turned into a video update. And my mom worked there. And she like basically ran the store for a little while. So we would get games from there all the time. I don't have a lot of nostalgia for the N64 because the PlayStation came out first and Mom brought that home. We loved it, so they basically went out and got us one right away. So this whole N64 score adventure is gonna be new to me. I haven't played a lot of those games. She brought the N64 home a few times when it was in the rental store. I played Mario and a couple other ones, but a lot of them I don't have nostalgia for. So I'm excited to have fresh eyes on those and really look at those. And then when those all closed up, there was one last video store, one lone standing video store that's like an eyewear place now. And when it was gone, that was it. All of those memories were gone, the nostalgia for that. And that's something I want to talk to people about. That's something I'm interested in. There's people that I've made friends with that I really want to discuss that stuff with. I want to know their memories. I want to know your memories because that's the best part of this for me. I love hearing when someone says, I have those same memories of that game. Or that game my dad got for me, I played it with him. Or this game me and my brother would play all the time. I love that. That is what this is all about. I 100% love that. When me and Dustin were headed to get Dragon Fighter, we were talking about that on the drive to the city. And we were talking about Mario 3 and the Wizard. And he literally said to me, I have chills thinking about it. That's the emotion I want to find. That's the emotion I want to dig up because that's the emotion I get. I have such powerful emotion, such powerful nostalgia for all these games that I just love. I love collecting them. I love finding them. I love playing them. Like I said, I don't care if I ever beat half of them. As long as I've played them, as long as I've experienced that joy of playing them and trying them and seeing what I missed out on or seeing what I had and remembering it. That's what this is all about. So if you have anything like that, leave it in the comments. This is probably a long-winded video, and I hope you watch till the end, and I hope you enjoy it, and I hope there's some nostalgia for you to it too. Thanks again for the 500 subs. That means the world to me, and I'm really excited for these side quests that I have now. Gonna try some of those. Really excited to collect some of these games that I've maybe never even tried before.